Hey everybody, Bungzy here with another ultralight review on ultralight backpacking. Well, I'm going to stick with my Staying Warm in Winter series for one more video before we move on. So far we've covered my favorite down jacket for crazy cold temps as well as my recommended synthetic active layer for warmth on the go. I might also suggest taking a look at a couple of my older Staying Warm videos. I've got a short on my glove system as well as one on my sock system. I'll throw some links up there for you. Today though, we're talking about another synthetic jacket, namely the Xenon X jacket by Rab. Shall we? For those not familiar with Rab, they are a European company. They are a sizable, highly regarded company, but they don't have much of a US presence. So around here, you typically hear crickets when you mention Rab. The Xenon X jacket is their synthetic puffy. I'm wearing it right now. Now, the one I have is an older model. Their newer model's insulation has been upgraded to Primaloft Gold. Frankly, I don't even remember what the insulation is in my older model, and I'm too lazy to go research it, sorry. But to state the obvious, what I would say is their older version is without question the warmest synthetic jacket I own, and it's safe to say that their newer version must be warmer than what I have, otherwise no need to mess with it, right? Well, we'll get back to its performance in a minute, but let's first review the basics. The jacket weighs 12 ounces, has a hood, ta-da, elastic cuffs, I'm gonna choke myself, and drawstring waist so you can trap in the heat there. Its shell material is also highly wind resistant and very comfortable, nice touch to it. All of which means that it is great at keeping the heat in. Oh, it also has insulated hand pockets, which is a nice plus. Let's once again compare this to the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer, as it's the most commonly used UL jacket on the trails, albeit it's made of down. Insulation choice aside, I would say these are very similar jackets, though the Ghost Whisperer is 4 ounces lighter at only 8 ounces. Warmth is somewhat subjective, but I would characterize these two jackets as being comparable in warmth, if that helps you. To put a number on it, I'm warm in these jackets standing still in the low 40s with no significant layering underneath. Again, that's standing still with no excessive body heat. Add some layers and you can go a little colder than that. As for price, the Xenon retails for $235 and the Ghost Whisperer is $350, though you can find the Ghost Whisperer on sale towards the end of the season in odd sizes and older colors. So you can save some money by going with the Xenon over the Ghost Whisperer, but let's put price aside. I have links to both jackets in my video description down below, by the way, in case you're interested in taking a closer look. Now, you're gaining significantly more usage with the Xenon because it's synthetic, which means you can get it wet. And being synthetic, it's also more durable. A tear isn't going to send half your insulation floating into the air. But it all comes again at a 4-ounce penalty. So here's the question. Is its synthetic resilience worth the 4-ounce penalty? And this is what you need to take into consideration, in my opinion. Despite the marketing copy about breathability, the Xenon is not an active layer. If you're exerting yourself significantly, think hiking, to a point where you might be sweating, this jacket will be way too warm. Its biggest strength is its biggest weakness. It doesn't let heat out or cold in for good and for bad. So while the synthetic nature of Xenon's insulation makes it more weather friendly, realize you're unlikely to be wearing this jacket when on a brisk pace, when exposed to the elements, as again, you will quickly overheat. Unless, of course, you're in the coldest of cold temps. That's a whole other story. This doesn't outright negate the benefits of having a synthetic jacket. You can throw this jacket on in the foulest of weather to get warm and stay warm without hesitation, be it on breaks, in camp, or just around town. As opposed to a down jacket like the Ghost Whisperer, which arguably should stay buried in your pack, given that you may be relying on it to stay warm later at camp or as an added insulation in your sleeping bag come bedtime. You can't afford to get it wet, put it simply. So that 4-ounce penalty gains you a ton of added comfort throughout the day and night. But again, the Xenon is not an active layer you can wear all day. If you need a mid-layer of sorts to keep you warm on the move in cold weather, you'll have to carry something else. in addition to the xenon. But it is, be it a fleece or an active synthetic layer like the one I covered in my prior video. Link up above for you. Well, that's all the time I need, and I hope I gave you something to think about. Help me grow the show by hitting like and clicking on the Bungzy logo you see there on the screen. It helps a ton. Thanks, and I'll catch you on my next ultralight review on ultralight backpacking. See ya.